So when we talk about sales process, what we're doing is we're going to show you a sliver of the Sales Hood platform, our sales enablement platform. We're going to show you a sliver of it across all these dimensions. And now, technology aside, when we're talking about sales process and sales transformation, and we're specifically talking about how are you going to deliver sales process coaching and sales process content just in time, you know what? We got to take a step back, and regardless of what technology system you're using, you got to document your sales process. If you haven't documented your sales process as a step one, stage one, you're going to basically provide your people with content and coaching that isn't meeting the mark. So you got to know your data, you got to know your analytics, you got to know your KPIs, you got to document your sales process. Then you got to crowdsource your top content and top sales plays from your top people, because that's the best content. Yes, we respect and appreciate all the great work that marketing is doing, but let's take the best from marketing and let's take the best from our top people. Let's combine it and let's create a playbook that is going to be top of mind and meaningful and going to help our people get to ramp faster, help our people increase attainment, and help our people to improve their win rates. I think there's a question. I'll look at it in a second. And then we can build the appropriate training and coaching, and we can measure effectiveness of all that great content that we're building. And then we can iterate it, right? So I want everyone to just kind of take a moment and reflect on this slide and go, you got to document your sales process first. You got to crowdsource your top content. You got to curate the best in a library that's going to be searchable, discoverable. And then you got to develop the training and coaching plan so you can scale the repeatability. And then you can measure the effectiveness of the coaching and the content. And then make sure you're checking to see what's working, what's not working, so you can iterate. This is our sales process at SalesHood. You can see the stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. You can see how we've got them labeled: qualify, quantify, solution, propose, contracts. Pretty standard stuff. But underneath, you can see those are the tools, conversations, and assets that we need our people to be great at. Everyone's got to know the pitch. Everyone's got to get their qualification talk track down, and they got to have their qualification questions down. Everyone's got to be able to build a business case and share customer stories. Everyone's got to be able to give a great demo and manage a trial process from start to finish. Everyone's got to be able to create compelling presentations and build mutual plans so we can collaborate with champions, and we can ultimately win over our executive sponsors and ultimately build urgency. And then we got to make sure that pricing is clean and that and that our order forms and all the order materials are available so that we can drive the procurement process and everything done. So you see here, the way we do things at SalesHood, 5 stages. I've got some mission critical assets and tools here. So it's our job as a company to ensure that our people get access to the right content, and they're being coached on how to use this content at the right time, and then they got to be able to access the content. So I guess the message here for everyone is, coaching and content aren't two isolated activities. We need to document our sales process. Remember, that's the first thing I said you got to do. You got to know what steps in the sales process need assets and tools and conversations. We got to make sure we've got the entrance and exit criteria documented. And then after you've done all that, and by the way, I could spend a whole day just talking about sales process, but what we want to do here is show you how this can come to life in a system, so that way you can actually see how you can bring coaching and content together in one. And oh, by the way, most of you have content that lives either in Box, Drive, Dropbox, Salesforce, or SharePoint, wherever it is. That content is great. We'll synchronize and integrate with all that content for you, so that way you can provide a just-in-time coaching and content system for your teams. What we want to do is show you how this comes to life, and we're going to show you our own system. Again, purpose-built for sales enablement. I want to walk you through how we at SalesHood use our system, our sales enablement platform, to deliver coaching and content just in time, so we can excel our sales playbook and our sales process, and how our sales process comes to life. And this is our system. You can see it starts with the homepage. We just rolled up some policy acknowledgments. We're becoming SOC 2 compliant, and so our CTO, Arthur Doe, just rolled out some policy acknowledgments. I got to get it done. I'm 0%. You can see we're just providing, what are the next things I need to work on at the company. Here's my hood. So here's some content that's top of mind for me. right? I like to save best content. So I've got my competitive comparisons bookmarked, sales hood, company slides bookmarked, business case calculator. I've got my sales playbook bookmarked, customer stories. So as a user, as an employee at Sales and as a user of the system, I can bookmark things that I want quick, easy access to. And then, yeah, I've got my to-do here with June release. We just did a great release that our team rolled out. Here's the policy acknowledgements. And then there's some items that are pinned here with some great success stories from the country of New Zealand, right? So what you're seeing here is the combination of coaching and content all in one. And so where I'm going to start is I'm going to go look at our playbook. Again, this is live. This is our system. This is our playbook. That is how our teams, our sales directors, our customer success team are engaging with our prospects and our customers and all of you. So we appreciate any and all feedback. So you can see here, those are the 5 stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. Remember, those are our stages for our sales process. And then we've got the sales hood company pitch. And then here's just some slides. I can go look at the customer stories, and there is some slides available. And what's happening here is, we're publishing the slides into Google Drive. And I can see all of our great stories all in one place. The slides are available. And then there's social. So you can see here, we've got comments, people can ask questions. So we're taking the content that lives in Drive, and by the way, it could be SharePoint, could be Box, and you can see here the synchronization with Google Slides, and we're doing a sync, and that way we can provide the content at the right time for our teams, whether it's in onboarding, whether it's in coaching, whether it's on a deal. We're going to get there, but pretty cool, right? You can see here we're providing the ability to capture the content and report on it, which is really, really important. It's a big part of the process. And so I'm going to go look at our stage 1 sales, stage 1 qualifying. And so we've got categories in our library. You can see it's visual. I'm doing a lot of the coaching here, and you can see here are a lot of videos I've recorded. I'll pick up my phone. I'll record a short video on first call qualification. Here's how I want our teams to do first call qualification. I'm grabbing a video. Just think of your VPs of sales grabbing a video, grabbing their mobile phone, recording a quick story, and then it being available to your sales teams in their system, in the library, and oh, by the way, in Salesforce as well. We're going to get there. I can see full stats, and then I can also see my team is giving us feedback. Could not agree more. This is great. Very interesting topic. Thanks, Josh. Rob Ferber, agree with this. So we're collaborating on the best practices. We're collaborating on what's important, and I'm tracking who's watching the videos, who's not watching the videos, and we're using this content inside of our sales process in Salesforce. So you can see here, this video is tagged stage 1 qualifying. Fascinating. Show you where that comes later on. Going back to the library, and so you see here, this is the qualifying category in our library. It's searchable as well, right? So if I go search first call qualification, boom, it's going to show up here. Here's the new first call video. Here's some guides. So we've got a deep search as well. And we're not only searching the text of the videos, we're also doing speech to text. So we can search the words spoken in the videos as well. It gets really interesting. So I can find, a word like qualification, and then it'll take me directly to that place in the video. Pretty cool. I love it. And then imagine the tagging with Salesforce. Again, we're talking about sales process, we're talking about sales process coaching, sales process content. We want to enable our teams to be high-performing teams, and we want to do that in a way that is adding value to them and that is helping them boost productivity, improve time to ramp, and ultimately also improve their win rates. And just make them have a lot of fun, because we don't want them looking for stuff. We want content and coaching going to them when they need it most. So you see here, it's pretty cool. It's organized. I can flip the view here. I can look at this and see it, in a different view as well. So I can start sorting by ratings, what's high viewed, what's not viewed. And then this here shows me that this file is synced with Drive. We use Drive in our office. And so let me back up. So again, what we're doing is we're providing a one-stop shop for our sales team, so they have access to all the coaching and all the content in our library. And here it is. It's pretty cool. You can see the stages. Everything is customizable. You can custom brand things, so that way you can, be your branding. If I wanted to go ahead and edit this, I can go upload a new file. I can also make folders and categories private if you wanted things to be specific, role-based as well. But what people love is they love to see, let me go out of this. They love to see the content, not just in our library, because guess what? We want our salespeople to keep their Salesforce opportunities current. So if I go look at an opportunity, here's a demo opportunity in Salesforce. I'm using Classic. This also works in Lightning. So please excuse, if you're a Lightning person, it works in both. And then you can see here's an opportunity. We've got our stages qualifying. You can see those same sales stages that I showed you a moment ago on the slide, and then I showed you in our library. Here they are, right? So it's completely synchronized, completely organized, completely reinforceable. So that way, when our managers are running pipeline forecast calls, we're all talking the same language. And a manager can tell their teams, hey, you should be using the content that we've made available to you in the library or available to you here on the opportunity page. So check this out. So now I'm in Salesforce. Remember that library I showed you? Here it is. Here's that first call qualification guide. Here's that first call video. Remember that video I showed you? Here it is. It shows up in Salesforce, and now I get access to it. So we're providing just-in-time coaching and just-in-time content. I'm going to go back into the folder. Here's a buyer qualification script, right? So I go into here. Here is some material on. So again, the files are synchronized. They're available. Let's go look at another one. Here's first call qualification, right? I want my team, when they create an opportunity and they're preparing for their first call, I want to make sure they've got the best practices in hand. And here's a suggested flow for first call qualification. Pretty cool. And so here it is. It's taking a moment. Comes up. Boom, boom, boom. Here it is. Great content that's available to our people. But you're probably wondering, hey, can this stuff, we have a lot of files, and the files are different by stage. So if I go here and I change the sales stage to procurement, let's go change it. I'm going to go save. Remember, just-in-time coaching, just-in-time content, mapped to the sales process, tied back to salespeople, and you can see, boom, what are they seeing now? How to send a document out using DocuSign. Here are some sales contract templates. Here's decision-making process theory from Barry Ryan, Selling to Curiosity. And then here's a customer proposal, subscription agreement. So the files are changing depending on what stages we're at in Salesforce, and how that's all being managed is it's being managed from the system. So if I go into contracts, for example, here's my contracts folder, and you can see the library. And then here's a SalesHood order form MSA, which lives in Drive. So our team is publishing it in Drive, so it's available in one place. And then here I can see the stages, and you can see this shows up in the stages. And you can customize the stages. You can have multiple stages. That first slide we talked about was, the problem that we're dealing with in the industry is our people are not hitting productivity fast enough. They're not winning deals enough, and they're not hitting their quota. How do we make them do that? We create a library of just-in-time content like this. We organize the content by sales stage. We tag it and curate it. We make it available in the library so it's searchable. And then what we do is we make it available in Salesforce so they can get it just in time. We want to reduce any excuses people have from saying they can't find what they need. And we want to provide all the content and coaching for managers and reps so we can provide the appropriate reinforcement that we need when we're working deals, and so our teams can do the best work of their lives. The last thing I'm going to show you in the library, which I love, is win stories, right? And so content isn't just PDFs and data sheets from data sheets from marketing. It's crowdsourced content from. Let me go. Where am I going? It's crowdsourced content from our reps. What would happen to your teams if you had a whole bunch of great win stories captured, recorded, documented? We just were able to close a great win here with a great company, and so here's a win story, and the win story is searchable. So now I can search for it. We can tag it. If I wanted this win story to show up for similar industries, I can easily go into the system. I can tag it by stage. I can tag it by industry, and it shows up in Salesforce. We want to inspire and motivate our people to do the best work of their lives. And we got to do it by getting them the right coaching and the right content at the right time. So, at the highest level, what I wanted to do today was give everybody a little bit of a perspective into how you can achieve greatness